We live in a world designed by the rich for the rich. Everything from the media you consume to the advice you're given is carefully curated to keep you trapped in the rat race while they soar higher. Look around, men. How many people do you know who are truly financially free? Who can walk away from their job tomorrow and be completely fine? I'm talking about real wealth, the kind that gives you options and security most people only dream of. It's time to pull back the curtain and uncover the truths the wealthy don't want you to know, the secrets they guard closely because they directly benefit from your ignorance. I'm going to break down the 12 things they hope you never find out, the 12 ways they rig the system in their favor. Brace yourself, because what you're about to learn may shatter every illusion you've been sold, but trust me, the truth is the only path to real financial freedom. Let's get one thing straight. Hard work is important, but it's not the secret to wealth. The rich love to preach the gospel of hustle and grind because it keeps you stuck on the hamster wheel, trading your hours for dollars. They want you to believe that if you just work hard enough, you'll eventually make it. But here's the cold, hard truth. The rich don't get rich by working hard. They get rich by leveraging. They understand that true wealth comes from owning assets, things that put money in your pocket while you sleep. Real estate, businesses, stocks, these are the vehicles that create lasting wealth, not clocking in for another 60-hour week. Look, I'm all for hard work. I built my own success from scratch. But I also learned early on that working smarter, not just harder, is the key. You need to leverage your time, your money, and other people's skills to build something bigger than yourself. Think about it. If you're trading your time for money, you're always limited by how many hours there are in a day. But if you can create a system that works for you, even when you're not physically there, that's when you start building true wealth. The rich want you to believe that money is the root of all evil, that it corrupts and turns good people bad. Why? Because they know that if you demonize money, you're less likely to chase it with everything you've got. You'll settle for mediocrity, for just getting by, and they can continue to hoard their wealth without competition. Let me tell you something. Money is just a tool. It's a magnifier. If you're a good person, money will amplify that goodness. You can use it to help others, to make a difference in the world. But if you're greedy and selfish, money will magnify that too. Don't fall for the trap of thinking that being wealthy makes you a bad person. Some of the wealthiest people I know are also the most generous, the most driven to make a positive impact. They see money as a tool to create change, to leave a legacy, and that's what you should strive for too. Stop letting others define your relationship with money. Don't be ashamed to want more, to dream bigger. Embrace the power of wealth and use it for good. Save your pennies and invest in a low-yield mutual fund. Sound familiar? That's the financial advice they feed you from childhood. And sure, saving is important, but it's not going to make you wealthy. Why? Because inflation is eating away at your savings faster than that measly interest rate can grow it. The rich don't get rich from savings accounts. They understand that real wealth comes from investing in assets that have the potential for exponential growth. They're not afraid to take calculated risks, to invest in startups, real estate, or even their own businesses. Look, I'm not saying you should go all in on risky investments, but you need to understand that playing it safe, keeping all your money in a savings account, is a guaranteed way to stay stuck in the same financial position. You need to learn about different investment vehicles, educate yourself on how to manage risk, and start putting your money to work for you. Because let's be real, that money sitting in your savings account, it's losing value every single day. Chapter 4. The school system is designed to trap you. Think about it. What does the traditional school system really teach you? It teaches you to be a good employee, to follow the rules, to color inside the lines. It doesn't teach you about money management, investing, or entrepreneurship. Why? Because the system is designed to create a workforce that's ready to be employed, not to create wealth builders and innovators. The rich send their kids to private schools where they learn critical thinking, problem solving, and yes, financial literacy. They're taught to be leaders, to think outside the box, to create their own opportunities. But that doesn't mean you're doomed if you went through the traditional system. You just need to unlearn some of the limiting beliefs that were ingrained in you and actively seek out the knowledge they don't want you to have. Read books, take online courses, surround yourself with people who are already successful in the areas you want to be successful in. Break free from the mold. Don't let the limitations of the system define your potential. You are capable of achieving far more than you were ever told. Chapter 5. Tax laws written for the wealthy. Ever wonder how the rich seem to pay less in taxes than you do, even though they make exponentially more? It's not magic, men. It's because the tax code is written by the wealthy for the wealthy. They know all the loopholes, the deductions, the strategies to legally minimize their tax burden. Meanwhile, you're stuck paying your fair share, and often more, because you're playing by the rules of a rigged game. They want you to believe that taxes are just something you have to accept, a necessary evil. But the truth is, the tax code is set up to benefit those who understand how to work it. The wealthy understand that it's not just about how much money you make, but how much you keep. They invest in assets that are taxed differently than income. They structure their businesses strategically, and they hire savvy accountants who can navigate the complexities of the tax code. Chapter 6. Debt weaponized against you. They tell you to fear debt, to avoid it like the plague. And yeah, bad debt, like high-interest credit card debt, is definitely something to steer clear of. But the rich, they use debt strategically as a tool to acquire more assets and amplify their wealth. Think about it. They'll take out a loan to buy a rental property, then use the rental income to pay off the loan while the property appreciates in value. Or they'll leverage debt to invest in their business, knowing that the return on that investment will far outweigh the cost of the loan. They understand that debt, when used correctly, can be a powerful lever for wealth creation. It's not about being debt-free. It's about being in control of your debt and using it to your advantage. On Chapter 7. Think about all the things you're told you need to be happy, to be successful, to fit in. The latest iPhone, designer clothes, a fancy car. Every time you give in to these impulses, you're putting money directly into the pockets of the wealthy. They create the demand for these products. They control the marketing that convinces you need them. And they reap the profits while you're stuck working to pay off the debt you incurred to buy it all. The rich, on the other hand, are often frugal with their spending. They understand the value of a dollar and are more likely to invest their money in assets that will appreciate over time, not depreciating liabilities like cars and clothes. This isn't about depriving yourself, it's about being mindful of your spending and understanding that every dollar you spend is a vote for the kind of world you want to create. Are you voting for a world where the rich get richer off your consumerism? Or are you voting for a world where you're building your own financial freedom? Chapter 8. They want you to believe that hard work and talent are enough to get ahead, but the truth is, connections are everything. The rich understand the power of networking, of building relationships with other successful people. They move in circles where deals are made, information is shared, and opportunities flow freely. They create exclusive clubs, attend high-end events, and surround themselves with people who can open doors and provide access that you could only dream of. And they certainly don't advertise these networks or make it easy for outsiders to join. This isn't about being fake or using people. It's about understanding that relationships are invaluable assets. Start building your network today. Attend industry events, connect with people on LinkedIn, reach out to mentors. You never know where a genuine connection might lead. Chapter 9. The wealthy understand that time is their most valuable asset. They don't waste it on tasks that can be delegated or automated. They hire assistants, outsource work, and use technology to free up their time so they can focus on high-level activities that actually move the needle in their businesses and investments. They value their time and protect it fiercely. They're not afraid to say no to distractions, to delegate tasks that don't align with their goals, and to create boundaries that allow them to focus on what truly matters. You have the same 24 hours in a day as the wealthiest people on the planet. The difference is how you choose to use them. The stock market is often portrayed as a level playing field, a place where anyone can invest and grow their wealth. But the reality is far more complex. The rich have access to information, resources, and strategies that give them a significant advantage in the market. They have insider knowledge, high-frequency trading algorithms, and the ability to move markets with their massive buy and sell orders. While you're hoping for a steady 7% return, they're using sophisticated strategies to generate outsized returns and capitalize on market inefficiencies. The rich don't fear failure, they embrace it. They understand that setbacks and mistakes are inevitable on the path to success. They're willing to take calculated risks, to try new things, and to learn from their failures. In fact, many of the wealthiest people I know have failed multiple times, often in spectacular fashion. But they learn from those experiences, adapt, and come back stronger. You've been conditioned to play it safe, to avoid risks, and to fear failure. But the truth is, the bigger the risk, the bigger the potential reward. Don't let the fear of failure paralyze you. Embrace it as a learning opportunity and use it to fuel your growth. The final secret the rich don't want you to know is this: your ignorance is their power. The less you know about money, investing, business, and how the world really works, the easier it is for them to exploit your labor, your time, and your consumer habits to enrich themselves. They benefit from keeping you trapped in a cycle of debt, consumerism, and financial illiteracy. That's why it's so important to educate yourself, to question everything, and to never stop learning. The more you know, the more power you have to create your own financial future. So what's the takeaway, men? Stop playing the game they've rigged against you. The first step is awareness. Now that you know the game is rigged, you can start to play it differently. Educate yourself about money, learn to think like an investor, and prioritize ownership over consumption. Break free from the chains of mediocrity. Stop settling for a life of working for someone else's dream. It's time to outsmart the system and claim the wealth and power they don't want you to have. Start building your own empire, your own legacy. The path to wealth is there, but it's not paved with the lies they've been feeding you. It's time to create your own path, to forge your own destiny. Are you with me?